This is August 4th, 2024. Be careful, you see all these vehicles with tin windows. Okay, any kind of police vehicle looking vehicle. And over there, I just missed some kind of just the package. Okay, so that person looked a lot like a witch. I didn't really catch that well. You see the black vehicles and the dark colored vehicles. What happened? Going ahead, there's two black vehicles in the road ahead, and on the side of the road right there, there's the same kind of patterns we're seeing with the rims and so on and so forth. I believe this is a public parking lot here. Both the ATMs, okay, didn't have any cash available, so now I have to go to this other place. So I missed recording a bunch of these black vehicles in here. One behind me, another black vehicle. So now we're at the other Safeway. Okay, and look at all these black vehicles. This one also has out-of-town plates, right? Okay. Yeah, but look at all these dark colored vehicles tinted one in a row, right? You see the whole playlist, and you should see the playlist. I made a whole playlist. I'll put the link in the description. You'll see that this couldn't be a coincidence. No way. Not what we're at, like what, 5 days in a row or something. And I have another one on a different channel where I have videos going on like it was like a month or 40 days in a row. Okay, there's no way that that's a coincidence, right? It's definitively an illegal, organized harassment campaign, and we consider the duration and the evidence that I have. You know, it's clear that the government owes me a lot of money, and I filed, you know, I've contacted police and filed at least 1 or 2 reports. Okay, one of them was on the internet. I don't know if it went through to the FBI, but I've gotten a letter back. I've talked to people on the phone, okay, to the dispatcher and to a police officer. It's clear that I've done my part and they haven't done their part, in that obstruction of justice that playing stupid factors into. One headlight bandits. That's some tin vehicles in a row. For example, I don't have tin vehicle. You know, I mean, look at the sheer numbers of this. I mean, clearly something's going on. Again, this is all still 8/4/2024. It's like, you know, clip 6 or something. You know, I've missed out on some pretty good stuff here. This guy's wheels are black. What have you? And I had to delete a lot of these clips off my phone because I simply, you know, they hacked my phone and I have a lot of pictures on it, and it doesn't allow me to do things a certain way. It's an unnecessary hassle. And a series of very suspicious vehicles. Now keep in mind, they have me under surveillance. They know that I don't have any gun, what have you. Okay, any kind of weapons I have in the car, you know, like our, you know, some tire kit stuff. Okay, just basic stuff like that, nothing going beyond that. So it's not like, oh, I'm this, you know, I'm armed to the, you know, magically armed to the teeth or something. Okay, I'm not. And it's not my mentality, and it's not my history to be violent. Okay, so this is some psyop stuff, and some people who have experienced similar things, they're not violent people. This one was like this nice little Jewish girl that, you know, I used to talk to. Shout out to, I believe her name was Crystal. And those 2 Crystals I used to talk to, if I'm not mistaken, right? One was a nice mulatto lady, and one was a nice Jewish lady from like Minnesota or something like this. And, you know, I think she was just slightly older than I am, right? You know, and yeah. This is tinted alleyway. For whatever reason, you know, there's usually a lot of black cars here, tinted cars, and again, just like this car pulling out, they're pulling out by themselves. They didn't go have a meeting. That Pandaria is not the type of place you go to meet, you know, 10, 20 people and, you know, have a meal, right? You just go in there real quick, and like, I don't think they have any tables inside there, you know. So, you know, yeah, the sheer number of, you know, these SUVs and compact SUVs and tinted vehicles, sheer number of those white vehicles that are, you know, historically suspicious vehicles, like kidnapped vehicles, but they're work vehicles or something. Again, almost all these people, I think, they have one reason or another that's like a legitimate reason, right, to be out here. But I think that it's logical to assume that there's some kind of mechanism of technology being used to coordinate these people. Okay, I don't think they're telling them all, you drive at this point, you drive now. Okay, groups 3, maybe they are. Well, that seems like a lot to me, a huge hassle, and it's probably very difficult to do that. That person right there, that female right there, I don't know how well it shows up. She's an old white female, and she has a black hat on. Okay, and see over there, that vehicle. Okay, and we just see just suspicious stuff here. And if it wasn't something that I had to prove to this degree, and I'm being fumes, kind of slowing down my speech and thinking that I wouldn't be going on my way to get all these recordings, Here's, I just, ended the other clip a second ago, and I pull into this place, and you see all this madness here. And that green Jeep over there, maybe just, this guy's wearing all black. I mean, is everyone a goth all of a sudden? Everyone into witchcraft? Well, probably not, right? This is an organized event, and the government is very well aware of it. People have been reporting on stuff like this for many years. Some of the footage is definitive, For example, one thing that people downplay when they think about gang stalking is that the government has to respond to reports. Once people report things, whether or not you think they're crazy, I mean, again, for example, 1 in 3 younger people are said to have a mental illness, or one kind of mental illness, right? One of several types, right? Anxiety, depression, what was the other one? It's bipolar disorder. So if they call the police, the report gets discarded. No, even if you're schizophrenic, they're supposed to look into it. They're not supposed to say, well, he's schizophrenic, so let me just discard what he has to say. They're supposed to consider the evidence in a methodical manner. Okay. And so in recent years, after this had been occurring for a long time, and they had, their staff levels are more or less where they should be, in recent years, they started using the excuse of, well, there's not enough staff, okay, because Havana syndrome had come out and so on and so forth. And that excuse is weak as well. And there's this disproportionate black vehicles, tinted vehicles over there, my coach is still parking there. And here comes the person. Include this together, okay? Just in case I don't include these ones here, and over there across the street over there. Again, this town isn't as wealthy as they're suggesting. I mean, if you look at the stores, you can probably ascertain that, right? That TJ Maxx is kind of lower end, right? You look at this stuff over here. This isn't Beverly Hills or some. This isn't Palo Alto. This isn't some wealthy place in New York. This is a very kind of modest small town, okay? And yet you see all these kind of vehicles that suggest a kind of liberal techie or military or police or FBI agent sort of lifestyle, okay, which doesn't fit this town. There's a degree of that, absolutely. These guys are moving in a bit, but not to this degree. And if the patterns are going to match the population, what you would then see that later on the streets would be flooded with these vehicles. This is the morning time, right? This is like 9:30. So if this is the type of vehicles, these are the types of vehicles you expect to see in this town, then come 12 o'clock, come 5 o'clock, come certain when people get off work 5:30, right? You'd see countless of these. You just simply don't see that, and so it's not consistent with just the vehicles that are in the area. It is something else. So we're going to drive through another vehicle. We're going to take the drive to the right one now. This van as well, and coming up soon is another vehicle. It's a similar color as that, and it's tinted, right? Not a coincidence. Okay, this is like FBI. All of a sudden, this place becomes FBI headquarters or something. That's bullshit. Okay. Person, black wheels, BMW. Who would get a BMW tinted out with black wheels? And here's law enforcement. I don't know. Morgan PD. Law enforcement has black tires, black rims. When I say tires, give me rims. They try to take advantage of those kind of those moments where I slip on my speech and I use the wrong term or grammar, what have you. Okay, and we got 2 of them riding together. different. One of those guys got white vehicle, the black one's intense, so some kind of professional outfit. White vehicle is just like we talk about patterns. Personally, black, dark colored pants. Oh my goodness, look at this stuff. Imagine this was tripping black shorts. And this dude, this rear blue tints. And here we go. It might be a coincidence, realizing this is the fitting the pattern. And they seem to add other things to the pattern, but I don't want to kind of speak on it and confuse the issue. But it's clear that we're seeing that pattern there. And this is something that only a dumbass would think is magically mental illness. Okay? The evidence is clear. The 23 witnesses, the fuming, the consistent patterns over several days. Okay? These aren't the same people coming back. You know, maybe 5% of them. Oh, look at that one right there. For whatever reason, they've done something funny with the camera. They used to do that. It kind of goes out of focus first, so it makes it harder on my eyes. They know I have eye problems. Makes it hard to watch, right? And here's again. This is later on. This dude, very suspicious vehicle. And then at the same time over here, boom, on the other side.